Hi guys, this is Go Time with Showtime. This is your first time stopping by my channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're a returning subscriber, like always guys, you know how we do. Today we're going to do a story out of Pearland, Texas. This story right here contains this gentleman right here by the name of Derek Bass. Now, what Derek Bass was doing was very disturbing. And he did this to a Down syndrome 51-year-old man by the name of Carlos Gonzalez, who did not deserve this type of treatment. So before I get to talk about my insights of how I feel about it, guys, I'm gonna roll the clip, and like always guys, we're gonna come back and talk about it. See you in a sec.
Abused. It's what one Brazoria County woman says happened to her 51-year-old brother with Down syndrome, all at the hands of the man who was supposed to be taking care of him.
That woman's brother is now recovering at her home after emergency surgery, and a warrant has been issued for the former caregiver's arrest. As Devin Clark explains, the woman hopes this raises awareness about abuse against those who can't defend themselves.
Ready?
Maricel Spriggs is now the caretaker for her partially verbal 51-year-old brother, Carlos Gonzalez, who has Down syndrome.
You got it? Scoot yourself back. Can you scoot yourself back for me? Come on. All right, there you go, Papa.
She says she was forced to remove him from the custody of the Special Graces Care Facility after learning his caretaker, Derek Bass, was allegedly starving and beating him.
And he said, Lala. And I said, what? He said, he hit me like this. He hit me like this. And he kept touching his stomach.
Spriggs believes the abuse began back when Bass started working for the company at the end of last August and didn't end until right before her brother was rushed to the hospital on May 3rd because he became lethargic.
At first he was like, he didn't want to tell me. And I said, it's not going to happen again.
It's going to be okay, Carlos.
His spine had been broken at T12, T11, and L2, 4 ribs, and his face was just all on one side.
And he had a stroke.
And he had a stroke.
Spriggs says she pressured Special Graces to investigate, and surveillance footage revealed the unthinkable.
He's beating his face into the table, yelling at him, then beating his head into the back of the wood table, picking him up and slamming him down.
In addition to anger and frustration, Spriggs says she's more so baffled as to why.
It's no different than somebody that abuses and attacks a baby. He is completely defenseless.
Spriggs says her brother won't be staying here anymore, but the good news is she does believe he will recover just at her house. Now, she's been forced to take time off of work to help with his recovery, so there's a GoFundMe set up right now to help with mounting medical expenses, and we'll have that on our website, click2houston.com. As for Bass, we understand there's a warrant out for his arrest for abuse against the elderly, and Adult Protective Services is also investigating. Reporting in Pearland, Devin Clark, KPRC 2 News.
Guys, you saw that video, and it's disturbing that this happened to 51-year-old Carlos Gonzalez. Now, it's said that Mr. Derek Bass had broke 4 ribs on this gentleman, and his spine was broken at 3 spots. Not only that, he had bruises all over his face, and he was starving him. Now, I don't know how he thought doing this to a person was okay. And it wasn't discovered until this person went to the hospital of all this abuse. That goes to show that people need to come by often and check on family members when they inside of these type of places, because this abuse goes on at the hands of their caregivers. Awful people that are just there for a check. Now, he's sitting there starving this man while his big ass is still eating. I don't know how he felt that was okay. This man is like a freaking child. He don't know no better. But he do know that he's not supposed to be being abused. And it's a shame that his sister had to pry it out of him and beg it out of him because he was too scared to even tell. And that's what happens in these type of places. when people don't visit their family often or anything. You got to be mindful when you put your people in these places in the care of somebody else that you personally do not know. You cannot trust everybody, because they can smile in your face and be doing something just as terrible like this behind your back, until you physically go and put your eyes on your family member, or even just sit there and talk to them to find out how things are going every day at this place they at. Now, I'm not saying that she wasn't going there often, but it goes to show for people that does not do it and go to these places often. Abuse do happen in these places because some people, like Derek Bass, is just fucking evil for no apparent reason. They just think it's okay to put their hands on other people's family members when somebody should be putting their fucking hands on them. Now, this don't make sense. Here it is. You are a walking, talking, nothing wrong with you. And yet you sitting there doing this to a person that can't even fend for himself, protect himself. He needs your help to get in and out of a chair. And you're picking him up, dropping him on the ground. He deserves to be under the jail for this type of abuse that he did to this man. Breaking bones in this person's body. He needs to go to jail, and somebody needs to give him that same faith and let him see how that type of stuff feels when you can't defend yourself. Because I believe what you do to other people is going to come back around you probably 10 to 12 times worse. And it needs to. Now, I'm not saying that he going to endorse something like this at a nursing home or something like that, but if he goes to jail, because they do have CNAs and caregivers in jail, and when he gets this same fate that he did to this man, then he'll realize how it feels. For one, if you don't want nobody doing this to somebody in your family, why would you do it to somebody something like this to somebody in another person's family? It makes no sense. It's disgusting. Guys, I'm gonna leave this story right here. Leave comments below. Let me know how you feel about this case. Remember, like, share, comment, and subscribe, guys. And I'll see all you guys back here in my next video.